Do you sometimes feel like a fraud, or maybe that you don't have enough experience to charge a reasonable amount to make a living off of your business? That's what we're going to talk about today. It's called imposter syndrome, and there is a way to overcome it. And I got good news for you. It's all about your mindset, and it's all about where your head is at. So this is the Master Your Marketing Boot Camp, and we are going through steps. This is the third video in the series where steps to get your business and your marketing really rolling so that you can get massive attention and you can get clients, right? Yesterday was our first step. We talked about mindset. We talked about my mind is going blank on it. We talked about well, we'll just move on since my mind's going blank. Today we're going to talk about getting in the right mind space in terms of you are good enough, right? And that's really what I want to drive home today, is that you are good enough. You've got the experience you need to charge a good amount for your services, and you should be charging a good amount for your services. Now, let's kind of look at this objectively, because the one thing that you really need is self-awareness. You really need to realize where your skill set is, and what that influences is the price that you charge, right? Like if you're just learning to do something, maybe you don't charge as much as a guy that's doing like 20 years worth of the same thing. Like he's got 20 years of experience, he does it really well. But it's a balancing act, because if you can provide a result better than the other guy, your experience doesn't matter. See, it's really what we're talking about is how comfortable are you at charging a certain price? And that's where this imposter syndrome comes into play. We start thinking, oh my goodness, they're going to find out that this is my first client, or they're going to find out that I've never worked with these giant clients, or they're going to find out that XYZ, and fill in the blank. No matter what, it happens when you're first starting business. It happens every time you try to level up your business. Every time you try to raise your prices, every time you try to work with bigger, better clients, those same demons come into play. So it's a balancing act between being really authentic with yourself and being comfortable with what you're charging, and also knowing that you provide a valuable service and that you don't have to work for free, and you shouldn't work for free. Let's talk about pricing for a minute. Pricing is determined by the market. So even if you don't have as much experience as the guy that has 20 years worth of doing the same work, if you create enough demand for you through your marketing, your prices could be double what his are, because he sucks at marketing, right? If you can create the demand for you and for your services, your price goes up. That's what determines price, is the market and how good you are at getting attention and converting that attention into clients, right? It really doesn't have very much to do with your attention. What your competition is doing, what the going rate is for your service is important. I mean, you've got to know it, but what really truly determines your price is how well you can create that demand for your services with your potential clients. So, imposter syndrome, how do we get over it? How do we overcome this fear that we have they're going to find out that we're some sort of fraud? Well, first of all, realize that it's natural. This is your brain's way of defending you. When you haven't done something, your brain doesn't know how to respond to it. So first of all, take a deep breath. You're human. Congratulations. But second of all, the way that you overcome this is by doing. You've got to go get into action. You've got to go start charging. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it, the more you're going to be okay with it, and you're going to be able to raise your prices. You're going to be able to provide a better service, and that's how you overcome imposter syndrome. So what do you have to do? You have to go take what I talk about all the time, fast, focused, imperfect action. Okay, that will do it for our third video in the Master Your Marketing series. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about focusing your message, right? And that focus is really a key element to your business. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. And I just remembered, yesterday we talked about you are not your business. See, it took me the whole video, but I got there. You're not your business. You are good enough. Those are the mindsets you've got to embrace. And action, fast, focused, imperfect action, is how you shortcut years of therapy and embrace those mindsets and actually grow a business. Seriously, fast, focused, imperfect action. If you're struggling, with your mindset. Start doing, get into action, and everything will change for you. Okay, till tomorrow. This is Craig Severinsen with Brightworks PR Marketing, and this is the Master Your Marketing Bootcamp.